Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. It looks like MAGAs are becoming very, very obsessed with Obama. And I have been seeing videos coming out from this Mr. Orange Man, and all they have to say. The truth is that as some of you are in a court and you don't know when something is about to happen and when something is not about to happen, the MAGAs are not smart. They are not observative, because if they are, they absolutely will grasp that they are trying to distract them in order to not give them the fire. The same fire they've been crashing out and screaming that they want to see the fire. How come they are diverting attention to former President Obama? So what is the problem with you people? Now, I saw a disgusting video where Mr. Orange Man posted about FBI trying to arrest ex-President Barack Obama in the Oval Office or something like that. You all must really be very silly. Now, the truth is that you all have been screaming that why is he not dropping the file, when majority of you are not being smart enough to know that you are being deceived and all that. Because tell me how you are leaving the president that you are supposed to attack, and you are attacking someone that is not even your president. That shows how this man loves the uneducated. He was very serious and proud when he said it, and I see why he said what he said. And for the people that keep saying they don't see color, you must really be blind to tell me you don't see color. Let's get into this video.
How is this changing the subject about that Epstein file? What's up on that Epstein list? It's awful funny how Tulsi Gabbard can be everywhere except the Department of Justice. That is the answer I have to anybody who is trying to chase this rabbit hole called, hey, we got to distract from this Jeffrey Epstein shit. Oh, I know. Let's arrest Obama for Russia, whatever the fuck. If you had something, you wouldn't be going on Fox News. You'd be going to the Department of Justice. If you had something, you'd be going to Pam Bondi. If you had something, you wouldn't be talking on television. You'd be going to House Republicans to try to get these things put in front of them. You'd have asked for a special prosecutor by now. In other words, you wouldn't be doing the shit that Tulsi Gabbard is doing right the fuck now. So why would you be doing it out loud like this, Miss Gabbard? Oh, that's right. Because you have to distract from the fact that we're in Epstein week number 3. And there's no getting away from it. What did Beatnut say? No escaping this. You can't, it's not working. It's not working. You have peeled off a whole lot of MAGA because of your stance against this Jeffrey Epstein shit. I noticed Pam Bondi isn't announcing any special prosecutor to look into this. I've noticed. But the Justice Department's request to release the Epstein file was just denied, I believe. Maybe not denied. Hold on. Well, look at here. The judge in Florida denies Justice Department request to release Epstein transcripts. Ooh. Looks like somebody's protecting that motherfucker now, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Listen, we've done so much look over there when it comes to Donald Trump that we're now hip to the game. He can't just run off with the look over there. No, bitch, it doesn't work anyway. It doesn't work like that anymore. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And at this point, why are you still trying? What is it with this man still trying that bullshit? Look over there. No, bitch, we're not. Bitch, I'm looking dead at you. For years, Jeffrey Epstein was the criminal mastermind of all the shit that y'all have been talking about. All the trafficking. The reason y'all were mad at Wayfair. The reason y'all thought there was a basement in a pizza parlor that was doing all kinds of unspeakable things with children. The reason y'all thought Hillary Clinton was getting out of a bathtub butt naked and inside the tub was baby blood. And now the president of the United States basically said, hey, get over it. So how is he going to change the narrative? By changing the narrative. And dumbass lemming MAGA is going to believe it. It still ain't changing the fact that we still don't know anything about them Epstein files. So what good are you doing? Truthfully, I really want to know, what good are you doing? What salient thing are you bringing up? Oh, that's right. Hey, remember when Obama did Russia, bless her, Russia? You know, he talked about this out loud, right? Y'all act as though the man is like Trump. And he wasn't. You got the president out here tweeting a goofy-ass AI video of Obama getting arrested with YMCA in the background. That's mad funky. I'm not gonna front. That's mad funky. But in all of this, the one thing y'all have not pulled up, the one smoking gun y'all have not pulled up yet, is the file. And you know why? Because if you do, we're all going to discover what little unspeakable things the current occupant of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has done. And we can't have that, can we, Tulsi? That's why you'll go in front of Fox News. That's why you'll go in front of Fox News Business. You will go everywhere except the fucking Justice Department or the Attorney General and ask for a special prosecutor. You could solve all of this if you did that. But then you're going to waste taxpayer money on a witch hunt to try to take away from the fact that the guy that you work for, your boss, is the disgraced piece of shit who had a lot to do with good old Jeff Epstein. So why you over here talking to Maria Bartiromo? How come you ain't talked to Attorney General Pam-Bondi, Tulsi? If this shit was so groundbreaking and so everybody's getting ready to go to jail, then why have you not asked for a special prosecutor? Why have you not asked Congress to ask for a special prosecutor? Because you know it's bullshit. And you think you and your dumbass sycophants all over social media and media in general, you think if y'all scream enough about Russia, it will take away from the fact that one of Jeffrey Epstein's best friends is probably on that list that y'all don't want released. It's not working, Tulsi. It's not working. You're going to have to give the people what they want. Oh, and by the way, the Attorney General involved in that case when good old Jeff Epstein was arrested was Pam-Bondi. She was the Florida Attorney General. She's not the Attorney General of the United States. His lawyer was Trump's former labor secretary. Epstein was arrested under Donald Trump. And then he himself under Donald Trump, who there are more pictures of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump hanging out with each other than there are trans athletes in the NCAA. And Donald Trump is trying to sue the Wall Street Journal for reporting accurately a story that talks about him writing a very bawdy letter for Jeffrey Epstein. You can't Russia your way out of this one, Tulsi. Your boss is knee, neck, and nuts deep in a nasty ass case involving one of his closest friends. And we're not going to forget that at all.
Morning, guys. Listen, quick message. They're suppressing my videos. Not just the morning videos, but now I did a video last night or yesterday evening, and I got up this morning and checked on it to see the activity on it. I had 83 views. 83. So looks like I'm being suppressed, but it is what it is. I'm gonna keep trying to push them through. Like this morning, I'm gonna push this one through. I just got a quick question. MAGA, how y'all feel knowing that y'all boy is protecting pedos? Basically, that's what it's doing. He's protecting pedos because he's suppressing all the information about Epstein coming out. Now, his lawyers, his DOJ, and his defense attorney, one of his ex-defense attorneys, are going out to make a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever her name is. Yeah, they're on their way to make a deal with her because they don't want her talking to Congress because they're afraid of what she's going to say. So I have another question for y'all. What y'all going to do when Trump releases her? Whether it's pardon, whether it's commute her sentence. What are you going to do if Trump gets her out of jail before her 20 years? What are you going to do? This young lady was said to have not only groomed and trained these young girls, but she also participated in the sexual assaults. I just want to know how y'all going to feel when Trump let her go. How you going to feel? You're already accepting the fact that he's covering for pedos, he's protecting pedophiles, that he's going to make sure that none of these men ever get charged for the sexual assault of little girls. And this was something y'all was hell-bent on happening, right? This is something he promised y'all, like y'all was looking at that like the promised land. He swore to y'all that nobody was above the law and that they would be brought to justice. Now he's saying there were no co-conspirators. There were no Johns. So the girls were trafficked to who? They were trafficked to what? And why is Maxwell in jail if there was no sex trafficking being done? And you can't sex traffic without a John. MAGA, y'all smart, y'all not that stupid. And that's what the video that I put up last night was really just basically saying, y'all not that stupid. Because y'all not that stupid. You will ignore, but that's not stupid. That's a choice. Y'all not that stupid that you can't comprehend this man is making a damn fool out of y'all. Y'all not that stupid that you cannot comprehend that this man is conning y'all out y'all socks. You cannot be so stupid as not to see this man is guilty as sin, and that's why he's freaking out over these freaking Epstein files. Y'all can sit up and discount the fact that there's flat-foot evidence that this man has been friends with this man for decades. For over a decade, him and that man was friends, buddy, besties. The pictures are all over. And they date back way before he even thought about going in the politics, so you can't say people were trying to kill his chance of winning president. No, he was doing this before he even thought about going or running for president. It's just the fact that the matter is, if it was any other politician out there who was people had evidence of him not only befriending a pedophile, but his best buddies with pictures of them together over the years, don't you know that would have killed that man's political career in normal times. But Donald Trump, y'all just overlooked it. You didn't even look at it. You didn't want to see it. But I bet you if that was Obama with little girls, oh, have mercy, Lord Jesus, it would have been so much different. It would have been so much different. Y'all would have wanted that man tarred and feathered, to say it in a nice way. Y'all would have demanded it. But because it's Trump, y'all gonna put y'all head up under that doggone dirt and sniff worms before y'all sit up and acknowledge the fact that that man is guilty of sin. This is just gonna get more and more outrageous because he is more and more fearful of the truth coming out. He's terrified. And if you really, 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 really want to know the truth, just ask the doggone victims. Why y'all want to talk to the co-conspirator, but they don't want to talk to the victims? Make it make sense. Who you think gonna be more truthful? The co-conspirator or the people that it actually happened to, the actual victims? Where you think you're gonna get the most truth from? Why do you think you would take the word over the co-conspirator over the victims? And now one of them said, let's bring the victims in. And you know what? I really hope the victims are so fed up with this crap. I hope the victims are so tired of this bull. I hope they're so fed up that they decide that they're going to just get together and come to Congress anyway and testify. I hope they start holding press conferences where they just give their testimonies or stories of what happened to them. That's what I hope. I hope they get so sick and tired of having this stuff played in their faces that they come out in a united front and tell the entire story and call every name they can think of. Because this right here is getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous that y'all would sit up and swallow all this crap just to protect a pedophile. You be sure you be ready to go meet your maker with that stain on you. Okay? That you supported a pedophile. Be sure. Because that's a stench you'll never live down. You guys are the party of the pedos. You're the safe haven for pedophiles. Y'all going to protect them and make sure that they do not come to any type of justice for the horrendous crimes they've committed. That's your legacy. I hope y'all can live with that. And I'm finna get the heck out of here before I leave. I just got one little simple question to ask y'all and then I'm gone. MAGA. Is it great again yet? My friends so damn nosy they just refuse to let that question go. Y'all might want to answer them sooner or later. Have a good one.
You know what infuriates me most about MAGA? It's the general lack of basic understanding of the law, of facts, and how this country works. The only reason you think that there's an Obama cult is because you're a part of Donald Trump's cult called MAGA, and you guys believe him without questioning anything. And he's only obsessed with Obama because Obama is everything he's not. People willingly voted for Obama twice because Obama was a beloved president. Even those people who didn't vote for Obama ended up liking Obama in the end because of the way he represented this country and us as a people. Your boy is also obsessed because Obama is tall, fit, good looking, has swag, can play sports, has women. Naturally, women are attracted to him. Babies like him, people like him, boys wanted to be him. All the attributes that Donald Trump doesn't have, including thin ankles and including a physique. But hey, the president said out loud with his own lips, whenever things get too crazy or reporters ask you questions, just talk about Obama.
You should mention that every time they give you a question that's not appropriate. Just say, oh, by the way, Obama cheated on the election. You'll watch the camera turn off instantly.
Didn't stop there, because last week, not only as a sitting president did he disrespect another former president who's still alive, which no president does, whether you like him or not, he posted an AI video of Barack Obama getting arrested something that, even if it was a crime, according to Donnie in the Supreme Court, presidents now have immunity over anything done as when they're presidents. But you guys don't know that, do you? You don't know that, do you? So once again, my boy, I want you to ask yourself, are you jealous of Barack Obama the same reason Donald Trump is jealous of Barack Obama? Because a black non-white man had the world that loved him, the country that loved him, is fit, is no scandal, is smart, is a lawyer, is overly qualified for the position, and till this day, he's still more beloved than 47 and 45. And he's not orange.
And that's on period.
We have big news right now. President Obama has blasted Donald Trump in one of the only statements he's made in his post-presidency. A spokesperson for President Obama says, out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with the response. But these claims are outrageous enough to inherit one. The bizarre attempts are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. They go on to say, nothing in this document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election. These findings were affirmed by a bipartisan finding by Marco Rubio, who led the Intelligence Committee back in 2020. This comes after Donald Trump has said that Obama should be prosecuted for treason. Tulsi Gabbard says that she's referring Barack Obama for prosecution to the Department of Justice. It's not going to happen. He has complete immunity, and also nothing wrong was done, or at least there's no evidence of wrongdoing. But Obama issuing the statement is significant because former presidents don't really call out the current president that much, so spread the word and follow along for more.
Let's talk about the phrase, I don't see color. I don't see color. A lot of white people say that. I never hear any black people saying it. A lot of white people say it like it's a badge of honor, like it proves they're not racist, like it means they treat everybody equally, and I think that's what they mean to say when they say that. But I'll be real with you. I do see color. I see race, because we live in a world where race affects how people are treated, how safe they are, how much their lives are valued, and even how their history gets told, or not told, as is often the case. Pretending not to notice doesn't make it go away. It just makes you easier to fool. It's one of those ways white people's comfort gets in the way of truth-telling. If you don't see race, how do you see racism? How do you know who's being excluded, who's getting profiled, who's getting killed? Because let me tell you, black and brown folks don't have the luxury of not seeing race. It shows up in the way they're treated, in schools, in hospitals, on the job, at traffic stops, in courtrooms, even in the grocery store. It shows up in the way their history gets distorted or erased when textbooks leave out the hard stuff so that white folks don't have to feel uncomfortable. I don't see color is not a signal of neutrality, and it's not innocent. It's a form of denial. It says, I refuse to notice the patterns. It says, your lived experience doesn't exist for me. It says, if I pretend not to see race, maybe I don't have to do anything about racism. But here's the truth. If you can ignore race, that's privilege. And if you choose to ignore it, that's complicity. I don't want to be complicit. So yes, I see race. I see the injustice that's baked into our system. I see the generational harm that's been passed down. I see who's always had the microphone and who's been silenced. And I see that if we want to build something better, we have to be honest about where we are now, and we have to be willing to sit with and explore with curiosity those things that we have done that have perpetuated this system. Seeing race is not the problem. Racism is the problem. And I want to be part of the solution. So I'm not colorblind. I'm awake. You can be awake too. I'm not promising it'll be easy. One like, share, save, comment makes a difference because it makes sure that my work gets out. So if you think what I'm doing is important, please try one of those things. If you want to support me a little bit more, you can check me out at coffee.com/Kelly Snyder. And most of all, get curious. Okay, I am going to tell you 2 stories about myself. And it's pretty embarrassing, and one of them I'm ashamed of. But I don't know how else to answer the question someone asked me. They said, what exactly are you deconstructing from since you were never an extreme racist? I guess that's a fair question. I mean, I have never flown a Confederate flag. I've never screamed slurs at anybody. I don't think I've even ever said the N-word, except in very controlled situations where I was referring to someone saying the N-word. So here's the first story. One time back when I lived in New Orleans, I lived in New Orleans from the time I was 14 until I was 27, 28. So my formative years, I was driving toward the Mississippi River Bridge. There's a big intersection, and it was the middle of a Saturday, and there they were, the Ku Klux Klan in their full regalia, pointy hats, long white robes, handing out brochures like they're Girl Scouts or something. One of them walked up to my car with a pamphlet. I shot him the bird. I shot him the bird. Later, I wished I had just taken the damn brochure just to see how they framed their hate, but I didn't want that in my car. And he just smiled, this syrupy, sweet little smile, and said, "Now you have a nice day, ma'am." I guess they have hats that don't have the face part, or maybe he had it pulled up because I could see his face and a little smirky grin on it. Anyway, I always hated what they stand for. Always. And that wasn't the kind of overt racism that I needed to unlearn in my life. So the other story is this. One time, I walked into a hair salon in Texas, where I lived for many, many years, and the sign said, "Walk-ins welcome," so I walked in. And then I froze because everyone in there was black. I had long blonde hair, and I thought, do they even work on hair like mine? This is going to sound so ridiculous, but I didn't know what to do. A normal, non-racist person would have said, "Can I get a haircut?" I mean, that's not so hard, right? Not me, nope. I said sorry and turned on my heels and left. That was probably 30 years ago, and I still feel horrible about it. I had to come off like a rude white woman who didn't want to get her haircut by black people. It has haunted me ever since. All I had to do was say, "Hey, do you cut hair like mine?" I mean, the worst thing they could have said was no, but I was so uncomfortable, I couldn't ask a simple question. In most of my life, I wasn't someone who was considered an extreme racist, but if all those people in that salon had been white, I promise you, I would not even remember that interaction because I would have just got my hair cut. It would have been no big deal. That discomfort I felt in that awkward moment was racism. If you're white and you're trying to figure out if you have any racism curled up like a dust bunny under the hairdresser chair of your mind, just spend some time thinking about a situation in your life where you could have done better. Don't decide it wasn't that big of a deal. Just sit and look at it with curiosity, not shame, with interest, not avoidance. I'm not saying it's not going to be unpleasant. Most likely it will be, but just stay with that bit of your history held in your hands, where you can examine where it came from, how it became part of your behavior. Think about what you could have done differently. Run it through your mind as a dress rehearsal the next time you have a chance to be a dork and would really prefer not to. Get curious about why you do the things you do in the ways that you do them. Do mental dress rehearsals about how to change your behavior. Coffee.com/Kelly Snyder is where you can drop me a little support if you want to keep my program going. Get curious. Sit with the story. And keep going. You got this.
This is all I got from this video, and the reality is that this man, I don't know, but how can an old man, because this man is absolutely, how can an old man be this problematic? Not just being problematic, people that look up to him too are problematic, because what is going on? How come it's only someone that is in a court that will know when somebody, like, that is in a court too? Because if not, how did you know he's in a court? Right? They are really obsessed. MAGAs are very obsessed with black people, black excellence. They are upset with Obama, anything that got to do with Obama. Because tell me how all of a sudden he is trying to link Obama to a majority of the things happening to him. Epstein's file. Before it was Obama that is trying to blackmail him or something like that. But now you all can see that there is actually a file that he is trying not to bring out. You and I know that. Oh man, politics is becoming something very crazy, especially coming from those people, and you really can see how tough it's becoming, but it is what it is. So far, I feel like these people really need to shut up and release that file, because if there is anything that everybody wants to say. I remember saying before, I think last week, if I am not mistaken, that I am actually not interested in the file, because the file was never ever going to drop. But if it ends up coming out, it might be tampered. If you ever see a list without somebody's name on it, it's been tampered. But peradventure, it comes out and it's not tampered. But I am not seeing this file drop anytime. But then let him shut up already, because looking for a way to connive, like, to bring people into the problem and all that, it's really crazy, right? It is. And yeah, to that woman who was talking about I don't see color and all that, but this has always been you people's grammar. This is something that they are used to. I started this channel with I don't see color. I am so sorry, but that is true. When I started this channel, that time it was like a national anthem. I'm sorry. When black people are trying to hold them accountable for the things they do or did, they say, I am not racist. I don't see color. I see you see color, madam. You see color. You know that I am black. You know that I am a brown-skinned woman. You can see it. It's obvious. You can see that we do not have the same hair texture. Are you not seeing that? You can see it. But they would choose to lie to themselves. And I don't know why people keep lying to themselves. When they say they don't see color, man, it's obvious. There are some things that I can say that I do not know the color of your, but some are very obvious that once you see them, you say the color of their eyes, right? I don't even know what to. Maybe I can say that I don't know the color of your stomach, which is okay. But telling me you don't see, you see color. If you don't see color, how do you run? How do you stop when the traffic light turns red? And how do you go when it says green? When it says amber, right? So all these things are camouflage. You guys continue to lie. Camouflaging and lying to yourself that you don't see color, but vividly you see color. And one thing I have learned is to never, ever, ever trust all those people. Even with this one also that is trying to tell me that when white people say they don't see color, I still do not believe any of them, because they are going to get all the platform that they need. And in the next how many years, maybe in 1 year plus to come, you will see the person's madness coming out, because majority of them grew off black platform. I know what I am saying. Don't say that I am digressing. I am not digressing. I know what I am saying. Check all of them. Majority of them, right? And before you know what it's going on, it's a different story. So even when you preach or talk about racism and all that as a white woman, I am always tiptoeing, because I don't want to fall a victim. And moreover, I don't trust anybody anymore. You know, it's when you have seen things, or when you've been bitten by bee, when you see fly, you absolutely we keep running, because you don't know which one is which. Yeah, so bye for now.